Welcome back to Jump Scare Reviews, the review show where we have to do it quickly before that asshole who was honking his car outside returns. Hey, I'm Aaron.
I'm Michelle.
And today we are talking about Woman in the Yard. Such
a movie.
Yeah.
So this is the first time ever on this review channel, on the review show, that you saw this movie, but I did not. You told me it's probably best if I didn't see it.
Yeah, here's the thing. There have been films that I would watch on my own, and then I'd say, hey, we're going to talk about this on the review show, and then you would watch it again after that. But each time that happened, I would always join you to watch it. And when I saw this one, I said, okay, A, I know you pretty well. I think you would be offended by this film. I think you would be pissed off. And two, I don't want to watch this again. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to tell you what happens in the movie. I'm just going to lay it all out for you. And this is the first time we've ever had to do a review where I need to start off with a content trigger warning for everybody. This is meant to be kind of almost like a surprise in the film, but I'll just let you know right now. This film deals with suicidal tendencies, and it doesn't deal with them well. I think that horror is a great format and a great genre to be able to delve into serious, heavier issues, taking things that are unspoken of that people don't want to talk about, and then giving them actual like physical forms and like the monsters and the horrors that people have to deal with. It's something that horror excels at. I think it is totally fine to do a horror film that deals with serious issues like this. But holy cow, I think they whiff it on this. It is.
Well, you're gonna explain to me how they whiffed it.
So yes. Yes, so this movie, it begins with our protagonist, Ramona, and she just lost her husband in a car accident, and she was in the car with him, and so she is having to walk around on crutches. Like, this just happened. The wounds are literally fresh. Like, there's a moment in here where she has to, like, change her bandages, because it's still, like, cut and bleeding on her. This just happened. She's got 2 kids, an older son named Taylor and a young girl named Annie. And Annie is like, there's a moment Annie talks about daddy coming home, and just like, it's that fresh that like, yeah, she still hasn't even comprehended that her dad is not coming back home. And they own a farm. And as it goes on, you kind of see that like the farm was also the husband's idea, and now he's gone and she's kind of like stuck with it. But this starts off and she's getting out of bed. She's saying, oh, just give me the strength. And she gets out of bed, goes downstairs on the crutches, and the power is gone. I think I saw this like a few weeks ago to let you know. So I might misremember a few small details in here. But the power's out and the water is out because they didn't pay their bills. So they're behind in money. The husband's dead, as I said. And the son, Taylor, he's a good kid, but he's also being a little bit rebellious, but he also wants to help out around the house.
Is he in that rebellious teenager phase at the moment, or?
He's not rebellious he's at that age, but he's not rebellious in terms of like, man, screw you, mom. He's rebellious and like, no, I can do this. I can help out.
Oh.
Yeah, he's that kind of
like he wants to like, be the man of the house,
basically. Kind of a little bit, yeah. Like he's, he is at that age where he can do things to help out around the house. The mom isn't quite ready for that yet. But then they look out in the yard, and there's just a woman sitting there, menacingly. She is sitting there, and she is decked out, and if you've seen the poster, you know what she's dressed in. I kept hearing things about this movie, but not things that gave me an idea of what the film was. I just kept hearing vague things, and when you look at the film, everything about it is just vague and ominous. The name of it is Woman in the Yard. What the hell does that mean?
It means that there's a woman in the yard.
I got what I paid for.
Yeah.
And yeah, so she is sitting there in a chair, and she's wearing like one of those like morning gowns where it's like it's all black. She's got like the veil over her face. You can't see anything about her. And Ramona goes out there and asks her like, hey, excuse me, this is private property. Did you get lost? Can I help you? And she just starts saying like these very vague messages in there, but then she slowly starts talking and it becomes obvious that she knows about Ramona and what Ramona is going through. And Ramona goes back inside and is like, all right, yeah, I don't know, it's something odd. We're just gonna, I think she got like wandered over here from a home or something. We're just gonna leave her be. She'll figure out what to do. And then she stays there a little bit longer. She starts getting a little bit closer and she's not leaving. And then she goes out and is like, all right, you gotta get out of here. All right, this is not.
Wait, so like they look away and turn around, it's like she's a little bit closer, or
it's not that quick, but it's kind of like when they're not,
or like every day she gets.
No, this all happens within one day.
Oh, okay.
But it isn't quite like, yeah. So anyway, what the? It's not quite like that, but it is like a
very graduate, like maybe an inch or something like that.
It is kind of like they go about their day and then they look out. It's like, yeah, she's still there. Is she a little bit closer? Like kind of like that.
Right.
Like yeah. She's not like a weeping angel. She goes out there and now she's like fed up, like, all right, you gotta get out here. And then it becomes like real obvious that this woman knows all about Ramona, everything that's going on. And Ramona goes back inside, and then you see all the chickens in the coop and their farm are dead. And like this goes on a little bit longer where they're constantly like, all right, what's going on with you? And she's not like giving them too much information. But then there's a moment where she like just raises her hand out and the shadow from her hand travels across the ground and it goes up to their dog. And like the dog is barking at its house and it's like freaking out as the shadow's getting closer to it. That's the last we see of the dog. We don't see I will say we don't see its corpse. We don't see anything like that. So maybe the dog's okay. Maybe it just ran away. But yeah, it's very implied that this woman killed the dog. It's Schrodinger's dog.
Mm-hmm.
But then like the son starts going like, okay, I can do something. I can help out with this. And he starts going out there. He finds the dad's gun and goes out there. Like, you gotta go. You gotta do something. And there are some genuinely creepy shots in here. Like there's a moment in which as he is like out there with the gun, like telling her that she has to leave, she just raises her hand up again, and then you see the shadow again creeping across the yard and starts going up against the house, and then it just flicks the shadow of the wind chimes, and then the wind chimes move on their own. It's like, that's pretty cool. All right, that's pretty dope. But as the day goes on, they're just trapped in the house. Like, they can't leave. This woman's out there. They know this woman's doing something that's preventing them from leaving, but they can't figure out what. And then tensions start rising up. The mom starts like just freaking out. And this is something I tried watching this multiple times and just couldn't get past like the 10, 20 minute mark because this film is just so overwhelmingly depressing. Like I said, it starts off with the dad just died. She's walking around on crutches because she is still freshly injured from this. There's no power. They have no money. And they are just in your face constantly with how depressing all of this is. And yeah, it's understandable. It's a depressing situation, but like, it's heavy. They are laying into how heavy the emotions are here. And it makes it a very unpleasant watch. Like, I know a lot of people are thinking like, well, it's horror. All horror is unpleasant because horrible things are happening to these people. It's like, yeah, but
there's a difference.
There's
like
tones to this.
Exactly.
And I'm not saying like, well, they didn't make any jokes, so that means it's heavy. It's like, no. I've seen many horror films where it's played completely straight, but it's still like a sense of intrigue. There's still like a sense of things aren't that bad. There's a sense of normalcy to this a little bit that's being disrupted. This thing from the start is like, everything sucks. It's just like this woman could not have shown up at all, and I'd still be watching this like, I don't know what's happening to this family. It's how are you guys gonna get through this? You got no money, no nothing, no electricity, no power, and like she can't work. The dad's gone. It is a heavy film, and that's why I tried watching this multiple times. And I was just like, I'm not in the right headspace for how, like, depressing this thing is going to be.
The real world is depressing enough, right?
So I was like, hey, buddy. Want to get up here?
Are you going to cheer us up?
Oh, yeah, buddy.
Gonna distract us from the depressing movie with your cuteness.
It's gonna be weird talking about this film with the dog blocking my face as always. Hey. So anyway, as I was saying, let me try to lean up. That also, like, I also need to lean up because the microphone, I don't sound as bad when I lean up. But yeah, eventually the woman gets inside the house, and that's when it becomes more of like a straight up horror film of like, the monster is in here, we gotta run to this room, she's chasing us, she's now got supernatural powers, she's messing with stuff, the lights are going out, which there's a whole sequence there of like, that messes with the lights, and ooh, I did not like that sequence. And I don't mean that in terms of like, oh, it kind of like, it was too much for me to handle. It's like, no, it's not shot well. It's not done. Like, the rest of the film before this point, it's shot pretty well. It's okay. The moment in which they get into the house and there's like, okay, they start doing stuff with the light, is like, yeah, this don't look all that great. And yeah, that's another thing. This whole film, I didn't look up anybody's history with this. I didn't look up the director, the writer. I didn't look up the actors in here. But this definitely feels like a person's first movie. It definitely has like, and I applaud them for trying, making a movie is hard no matter what. But this definitely kind of feels like, yeah, you guys, you got a little bit more learning to do on this.
Based on just like the poster and like the title itself, this movie felt like an M. Night Shyamalan movie.
Yeah. Oh man, it really does. Yeah. And there is a twist. But as the film goes along, I already kind of gave this away in here. It gets revealed that the woman, like, I mean, even if I hadn't given you any kind of a heads up there at the beginning, it becomes real obvious this woman is a metaphor. It's a metaphor for what the family is going through. And I thought in the beginning she was death.
The way you said like her hand reached out to like get the dog and everything,
yeah.
And like the dead chick is like, oh shit, did she do that? Is she death or anything?
It definitely felt like she's the Grim Reaper, and like when you know that, I thought this was a Final Destination thing. Almost. Like, the dad died in the car wreck, but she was there in the car too, and she clearly got very seriously injured. I was like, oh damn, was she like supposed to die in the car wreck, and now death is comes like, oh yeah, you escaped me once, but I'm here for you now, and like she has to fend off death so that way she can stay with her children, something like that. Because like she clearly is like fed up with her kids, like she's fed up with everything. She just hates her lot in life, like everything that's happened to her. And I was like, okay, this is gonna be a thing where like she has to realize that life is worth living, and like she wants to stay with the kids, like she cares about the kids now. Not quite.
Oh.
The woman is a metaphor. She is definitely a metaphor, and I thought like, okay, maybe she's a metaphor for like dread. She's a metaphor for like just everything, like the emotion, depression. Like I thought this kind of was. It kind of is. She's a metaphor for suicide.
Yeah, you did mention like the trigger warning in the beginning of this in the beginning of recording. So it's like, oh, is she a metaphor for suicide? It's
and that's the thing. Normally we divide this up into the spoiler and non-spoiler section in here. Like, I need to let you guys know what happens.
Yeah.
So there's no spoiler cutoff on there. Like, this is your spoiler cutoff. Leave now if you don't want the actual spoiler, but I will say my actual score on this, speaking in terms of quality, I'd give it like a C+, but the way they end this, I'm going D. Like, it knocks it way down.
D for depressing.
Yeah. Well, I mentioned that at the beginning when she's getting out of bed. She said, oh, just give me the strength. And like, yeah, she's asking for the strength to keep going on, to keep doing this. There's a moment in which the woman in the yard gets Ramona by herself. And she says, like, every morning you ask to give you the strength. And it's like, what are you asking for the strength for? It's like, yeah, to keep going on. And it's like, no, that's not what you're asking for. You're asking for the strength to pull the trigger. And it's like, fuck. And like, then they go through like some dream sequence kind of stuff in which she wakes up in bed with her husband there. And they have actually like a very nice conversation there. Like, I thought that was like a real charm moment. It's a shame. There are actual really good moments in here. And like the moment in which she is actually talking to her husband there in this dream sequence. And he's talking about like, oh yeah, we need to pick a name for the farm. Yeah, we haven't picked a name for the farm yet. And she's like, oh, why does a farm have to have a name? And like, it's a very nice little bonding moment between them. he's like, you don't have to get out of this bed. You can just stay here with me forever. And she starts to like stay in the bed. And then she notices that the tattoo on his arm, the writing on it is backwards. And then she looks up and she sees all the posters in the house. They're all backwards. And then she realizes, no, something's not right. So she gets up and she leaves. And then she continues to confront the woman. And then there comes a moment in which she realizes she has to face the woman alone. So she tells the kids, I want you to run to the neighbor's house. Go run to the neighbor's house. Go and be with them. And it's kind of implied she might not survive this confrontation with the woman. But it's like, it's a really actually emotional moment of her having to tell the kids to go. And then the little girl has been holding this stuffed animal the entire time. I saw this a few weeks ago again. I can't remember what the stuffed animal was. I think it's a penguin. But the little girl comes running back and goes, I want you to have this. And again, I can't remember the exact thing she said, but it's something like, it'll protect you, something like that. It's like, God, that's okay, tugging at my heartstrings. That's really sweet there. And so then she goes back upstairs into her bedroom, and the woman comes out, and they're just talking for a moment. And she picks up the gun, and there's a moment in which she says, what about the kids? My kids need me. And then the woman says, no, they'll be better off without you. And then like she's looking at photos of her kids, and then she changes the photos to show them like graduating college and going on to lead successful lives. And I do know some people got offended at that because it seems like it's saying that no, it's a good thing if you do this. I didn't view it as that. I viewed it as the voice in her head that is trying to like, that is a thing that people who contemplate this stuff would think about, like, okay, well, what will happen to my loved ones if I leave? And yeah, this is supposed to be the dark, horrible thoughts in your head. Of course, it would be telling you what it thinks you need to hear in order to do the horrible thing. So it's like, I didn't view it as the film saying that. I viewed that as like, this is what your depression would tell you to make you do this. Like, they'll be better off without you. It's like, no, it definitely wouldn't. But yeah, and like then there comes a sequence of her like grabbing the gun and like pointing it to her head, and the woman is like wrapping her hands around her hands, like, no, it's gonna be okay. Just do it. Just do it. And then there's like a brief moment of her looking over at the penguin or like the stuffed animal that she threw down to the ground. And I was like, okay, that's gonna be a good moment, but it's like it's not handled all that well. Like it's clear that they're trying to say like she sees the stuffed animal and that gives her the strength to not do it. But like it's not shot very well. Like it's one quick like 2-second shot. And it's like, no, you need like some moments like holding on that or something to like give us that message. But like I get where you're going for. It's a good idea. It wasn't shot all that well. And it's raising up these tension of what's gonna happen. And then outside, the kids come running back. Mom, they come running back. They couldn't give up on their mom. They had to come back for her. And then the mom comes out. And she comes out of there and she goes, it's all right. I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. She says, well, what happened to the woman? She's gone now. Well, what if she comes back? Well, then we'll deal with her then. Then we'll deal with her and we'll be ready for her. And I like that. I like that message in there because as much as I hate saying it, things like depression, they're not things that it's just like, I beat it and it's gone forever. It's like, no, it will return. But I like the message in that of what she said there of like, we'll be ready for it next time then we'll be ready for it. Because saying that's like, yeah, you can't get rid of it forever, but you can learn to deal with it when it comes back around. And you can keep going by learning to deal with it. It's like, okay, I actually think that is a mature way of addressing that issue. I think that that's done very well. Then the dog suddenly comes running back up. The dog is okay. Yay, the dog's all right. Yay, isn't that great, Peach? Then the lights come back on. Everything suddenly turned around. The woman is gone. She defeated her, and now suddenly things are better. The dog is back. Her kids are back. The electricity's back on. They go back into the house. Everything's going to be okay. And then the movie ends with the camera panning around. And she used to be a painter. She kind of stopped doing it, but like you've seen some of her paintings around the house. And the film ends by going over to a painting that she did of herself. And it's kind of like a sad photo, but like it's also a very beautiful painting. So it's kind of implying like, yeah, she's a good person. She's beautiful. She's wonderful. But there's a little bit of sadness in there. But that's okay because, it's just a part of who she is. It just makes up a little bit of it. And then it ends by zooming in on the photo. Down in the corner, it's her signature. It's written backwards.
Oh.
Fuck this movie.
Oh.
Yes. I was watching the ending of this film when like the dog son, when the electricity came back on. I was like, okay, the kids came back, she dealt with this. Kind of got wrapped up a bit quickly, but okay, I get what you're going for. It's, there's a lot of things that previously happened in this film that's like, it's a kind of a little bit, it does feel kind of amateurish. Like, I get what you're going for, but you're not handling it all that well. But yeah, okay, I got what you're going for here. I applaud that. I think that's great. And then the power comes back, kids come back, power comes back on. It's like, okay, that's really good. Okay, you got one good thing there. Oh, the dog came back. Oh. Wow, so just everything is turning around. Okay, wow, it feels kind of sloppy that you're just having everything turn around. That's fine.
It's like nothing ever happened.
Yeah, it's like everything is just wrapped up. And then the moment that I saw the name written backwards, I went, fuck this. Yeah, I realized, that's why everything's wrapping up. It's like, she
pulled the trigger?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't say that.
No, but it's heavily implied.
It's like, why on earth would it, like, what else could that mean? There is a moment earlier in the film in which the little girl is trying to learn how to write. And she keeps writing certain letters backwards. Mm-hmm. And, like, the mom kind of, like, I think one of them is an R, which her name is Ramona. And I remember Ramona, like, there's a scene where tensions are so high that she just, like, has a freak out at the kids. Just like, stop writing it backwards. Stop it. Stop doing that all the time. So I guess you could say, I guess you could say that, maybe the R backwards has some kind of a meaning to her, like back when she used to paint, she used to do that. Except that R isn't the only letter in Ramona that can be backwards. Like, I will admit, A can be the same backwards, M can be the same backwards, N cannot, and the N is definitely backwards. Like, no, the whole name is backwards. Like, you can't, I'm sorry, there's no, like, working your way around this one. It's backwards. Yeah.
So, like, at the end, it's like when everyone comes back, does that mean, like, the kids also died?
No.
Oh.
Remember when she was in the bed with her husband who was already dead? It was like, you can just stay here. You can just stay. She's inside the dream of, like, giving up. Like, and that's what it was. Like, stay in the dream, the husband asking her to stay in the bed is like saying, like, yeah, kill yourself. I don't even like fucking saying that, right?
Yeah,
like,
it's so...
Yeah, it's like, that's what the husband's trying to say. So it's like, the kids being there, the family being there, the dog being back, all the powers back on. It's like, no, she did. She did. She's now trapped. She's now, like, this is her afterlife. And yeah, I don't think this handles this well at all. Because, for a few things, one, you are implying that if you do this, you go to a good land where everything is happy and wonderful. Fuck that message. But the other thing is, I want to say, it's totally fine, especially in horror films, for your protagonist to lose. It's totally fine to have the downer ending. We've seen many horror films that have the downer ending, many where the protagonist ends up losing. That is something that you can absolutely do. That doesn't even have to be a horror thing. That can just be, like, in any genre. Mm-hmm. If that's the story that needs to be told, then yeah, go ahead and tell it. However, you have to realize when the thing that your protagonist is trying to overcome is them wanting to end their own life, you have to realize there is a good chance someone in your audience might be going through that right now.
Yeah.
And they might be looking for the motivation they need to go. Like, they might be like, man, I've been contemplating this. I'm just going to go to the movies, try and get my mind off it. And when your movie ends with the message, no, the protagonist did it. And and everything's worked out for her. It's like, fuck off. But, like, you did not realize what that could mean. You did not realize the negative connotations or, like, what that could possibly lead to. Because, yeah, this isn't one of those things where it's like, okay, when you deal with, like, serious issues in any film out there, realize someone in your audience has probably gone through that. But this is a very unique situation. It's not like, if, say, like, somebody dying of cancer or something. Like, if somebody has been struggling with that themselves, they then go and see the movie. They're going to be depressed as fuck after that when they walk out of that film. but they can't then go, you know what? Let me just let the cancer win. Let me just, yeah, like they can't control that.
Yeah.
If somebody, you know, recently lost a family member and they're like, man, I need to just get my mind off this. And then they go to the movie and the movie ends with like, you know, the character's dad dying or something. Yeah, they're going to be depressed as fuck, but they're not going to walk out there going, you know what I should do? I should really kill another family member of mine. Like, no, that's not going to happen. But when it comes to this specific thing, that is something that is entirely a thing that person does to themselves. And this film ends with, oh no, the protagonist did it. They absolutely did it. You know that's going to be the thing that somebody out there in the audience is going to be like, fuck, man. Well, that just gave me ideas. Yeah, this film did not realize what it was doing with that. It did not, I think that in their mind, they wanted to make a horror film that was trying to be deep about this very serious issue. But then at the end, they tried to be classic horror film stinger. Did the villain really win? It's like, dude,
no, you can't really do that with
that Venn diagram needs to stay far apart from each other. That is not what you do on this situation. Yeah. I'm trying to think of I'm thinking of other horror films that dealt with serious issues that had downer endings at the end, and one that comes to mind is Jordan Peele's Get Out. Spoiler for Get Out on this one. This actually, in fact, this isn't even a spoiler for the film. It's a spoiler for the
alternate ending.
Yes. Yeah. In the alternate ending to this, the main character of that one, he's able to defeat the family of white people who have been killing black people, and then at the end of it, cops show up and take him to jail. That happens in the alternate ending, and even Jordan Peele said, like, yeah, dude, it didn't feel right. We had to give him like a good ending at the end of this. But I keep thinking about that, and it's like, yeah, that would have been a really depressing, fucked up ending, but it would have
it would have still worked.
It would have leaned into the message the film is trying to make.
Yeah.
But also, it would have inspired anybody to go out there and do anything negative, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Whereas this one, no, this one is this one's absolutely is the kind of thing that could inspire somebody to go out there and do something like this. No, I hate saying spoil the movie on the poster, but no, this one needs the fucking trigger warning on the poster. This one, if you went to the theater and bought a ticket, they needed to ask you, hey, just letting you know, are you okay with this? Because, this is the kind of thing which I know people are going to be like, well, that would spoil it. You shouldn't tell people this. It spoils the movie. But no, guys, I'm sorry. They made a movie that, for a very specific audience out there, it's going to, this is going to get somebody killed. I hate saying that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Also, trigger warnings aren't always necessarily spoilers.
No, it's not. But yeah, this is one of those in which I just watch it and I'm like, the people who made this film did not realize what they did. They thought they were doing oh yeah, it's baby Jason popping out of the lake at the end of Friday the 13th. That's your stinger. It's what so many horror films do, where it's did the villain really win? And it's no, the villain is a thing that someone in your audience is going through and is looking for an excuse to push them over that edge. And it's fuck, you just gave them that excuse, man. This is disgusting. I am genuinely insulted by this. And the only reason why I'm not more angry at this is because I think this came out of ignorance rather than malice.
Yeah, it definitely sounds like it.
I think they wanted to make a film that they thought was probably a positive message.
But then they're like, oh, we have to have that twist at the end.
Yeah, it's dude, you had I said, I think this was a C+ because it is very it's still kind of an amateurish film. This is your first, this feels like somebody's first movie. But I liked a lot of things they were going for. There are good moments in there. It's all right. And then nah, man, you fumbled so hard at the end on this. But yeah, I just want to get that out of the way because I feel like it's one of those films that people are going to be interested in. It was a film that was definitely talked about last year, so it fits what we're doing this month.
Mm-hmm.
But man, a warning was needed on this. And I was like, if I can get one person out there to not watch this film, I need to do a review on it.
That would be me. So
Yeah.
you did your job.
Yeah, man. Like I said, you would have been pissed at the end of this. So yeah, there you go. That is our discussion of The Woman in the Yard. Come back for the next episode. We're still talking about films from 2025. This is one that you want to watch. I had already seen this one, but you wanted to watch it, so I was like, you know what, let's watch this again. It's okay.
It's not as depressing as this movie.
Fuck
so.
no, it's a nice little palate cleanser, actually.
Honestly, yeah.
Death of a Unicorn is what we're going to be talking about. So, can't think of any bigger contrast of films from last year. So come back for that one. Bye, everybody.
Bye.